Hey everybody, it's time for our honey sriracha shrimp tacos. So this awesome recipe is featuring this brand new honey sriracha seasoning. And I will tell you, it does have a little bit of a kick to it. So if you're not sure about the kick, what I'd recommend doing is just decreasing the amount in your recipe by about half. You can always add more in later, but as you know, you can't take it out. And so in the recipe, when you're preparing your shrimp, and this also, just know this is another area if you're not a shrimp eater but you'd rather do a fish, something like a tilapia or a halibut would be really awesome with this. You could even do salmon, or if you just are not doing seafood at all, feel free to sub it out for, you know, chicken. Chicken works awesome as well. So our pre-made meal, and because shrimp a lot of times comes pre-frozen if you're gonna buy it that way, I just went ahead and took the frozen bag of shrimp and then I added the olive oil and the seasoning here. Okay, so that's cooking away right now, starting to get looking good. And so while that is cooking, you're gonna do that stovetop. We're gonna make our coleslaw, and then we're also gonna make the peanut sauce that goes on our tacos. Okay, so one other recommendation I would make is, if you're not gonna eat all the coleslaw you know, in one sitting, just make the amount of the bag that you would make. So this is like maybe a third of a bag. We like our coleslaw fresh, as I'm sure you do, and crunchy, and so we'll just go ahead and I'll just make this as is a little bit, and then if we have leftovers of the shrimp, I'll just make you know, another batch. So in the bowl here, we've got our coleslaw, and then we're just gonna go ahead and these are green onions. Okay, we're gonna go not all the way. Ugh. Okay, check your stems. And we're gonna add those into our bowl. And then we're also gonna do some cilantro, and this again, due to taste for what you guys, you know, what you typically would like. I'm gonna do like a chunk, not all of this. Okay, so about that much, and I'm just gonna go ahead, and this would be an awesome thing to use your manual food processor or your food chopper for, but you'll know how I feel about dirty dishes, so if one knife will do the job for this, you know, a smaller amount, then absolutely. So you can also do extra of your cilantro if you want to, you know, add to the top of your tacos. Okay. So there we've got our coleslaw, our green onions, and our cilantro. We're gonna add some salt. And that'll be just to taste, you know, based on how much of the bag of coleslaw that you use. And then the last thing we're gonna add is lime juice. So I'm gonna go ahead and cut that lime. And then we're gonna juice this just right in the bowl with the salad. We'll do the other half, and if you want this really limey, go ahead. Okay, so there's that. I'm gonna grab my handy dandy tongs here, and I'll just kind of mix it up. So it doesn't have a ton of sauce, like a coleslaw dressing. It's just got that lime juice, but what it'll help is it gives it a nice little kick of lime, but it helps keep a crunch in the taco, so super yummy. Okay, so that, I'm gonna set that aside, and then I'm gonna check out our shrimp. Okay, it's looking good. Okay, there it is. We're about done, and it doesn't take that long, especially if you've thawed your shrimp ahead of time. So while that finishes, we're gonna make our peanut sauce. So in this jar, fun reuse, these are little jam jars. I do like to keep them and use them for making dressings, because if they get too like garlicky, then I don't feel so bad about tossing them away. So those were great way to reuse some jars. Okay, so we've got peanut butter in here. Okay, and then this is a bit of water. It's just gonna make this so we can basically stir our sauce. Okay, and then I'm gonna add some soy sauce. Okay, do you guys love that? Isn't that cute? It's 1 teaspoon 2 teaspoons, 1 tablespoon, 2 tablespoons. Super handy. Okay, and then a little garlic, or actually in this case, a lot of garlic. That's a very large garlic. Clove. Woo! Lots of garlic. Okay, and then I'm also gonna add a little bit more of the honey sriracha seasoning. And again, remember that caution at the beginning, if you're not sure about, you know, the spice of this, the kick of it, I would go ahead and just do a little bit and then maybe taste test it, and you can always add a little bit more. So there's not a lot in this peanut dressing, but it does just give it a little bit of spice. Okay, so this peanut butter is messy. So this is a little mini whisk, works super handy for anything in jars. There we go. Okay, and so I'm feeling like this is a little bit too thick, so I'm gonna actually grab a touch more water. Okay, we're gonna add a little bit of water in there again. I am wanting it more like a kind of a pour sauce, or even, you know, on a spoon where you could just spoon and serve that way versus more of a paste, but it's completely up to you. If you like the idea of the paste where you just kind of paint it on the taco shells, by all means. Okay, this is looking good. Okay, I'm gonna get rid of my whisk. Okay, so here's our peanut sauce. Okay, and then, so these are done now. But when I make shrimp, I like to get the edges a little bit more caramelized. So I'm gonna let them cook just a little bit longer. And then while we do that, I'm gonna go ahead and get this taco put together for us so you can see what it looks like. Okay, so I'm actually gonna go ahead and do the sauce first. Whew, sorry, can't see that. Okay, and again, you might wanna just test these, stick your finger in there and give that a little test. Okay, and then we're gonna add some of the slaw. And these are corn tortillas that I'm using with this, but you could use flour, you could use none and just do this as a salad. You could absolutely bulk up your coleslaw and use that as your salad base in your shrimp. So there we go. And then I'm just gonna add a few shrimp on the top. Okay, and that's it. So this is a super fast meal. Little bit of help. If you can get shrimp that is wild caught, better for you versus farm caught. It's not always available everywhere. So these were fun. They actually had come with the shells on, I guess. So we, you know, peeled them off. If you buy shrimp that has the tail on, I would just recommend cutting the tails off before you cook, because then it's just a very easy serve and go. So there's our taco. Awesome. And that's it for our honey sriracha shrimp tacos. So enjoy.